Andrew. How you doing, man?
Doing great, Coach. And as always, sincerely appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule to join us. Coach, if you could please start us out with an opening statement regarding your team's most recent outing versus Alabama State.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Eddie Robinson on his first classic win. That's huge for him and his program. He did a great job having his guys prepared. I said it all week that, it's the classic. And it's Alabama A&M versus Alabama State. Throw the records out. Those guys, still had something to play for. They need some help, and so do we now. Need a lot of help. But we knew they was well prepared. Coach doing a great job with those guys. We knew they had a great defense. It was going to be a tough game, and it was. They got the first score, and then we got a touchdown, and then we got a defensive touchdown, put us up 14-3 at half, and they kind of stayed that way until right at the end of the third quarter. We muffed the punt, and they recovered it, and was able to score a touchdown, and went in fourth quarter 14-10. So we're still in good shape, and they scored 14 points in the fourth quarter, down 3, and beat us 24-17. We drove it down, got the ball back in 2 minutes, 2 timeouts, drove it down, had the ball on the 8-yard line with 8 seconds left, and we threw a pass and got caught and fell down, and of course the time ran out, and that was the ball game. So both teams laid it all out. Got to take hats off those guys. They never quit. They was down for most of the game, and just kept fighting, and wound up winning the football game. So it was a great game and a great win for them. Unfortunately for us, we lost the game and came up a little bit short. They made one more play than we did.
Appreciate those opening comments, Coach Maynor. We'll now open it up for questions for Coach. Once again, if you have any questions, please utilize the raise your hand feature here on Zoom to get your question in the queue for Coach. Currently taking questions for Coach Maynor. First question goes to Mo Carter.
Hey, Coach. I know things were pretty tough on Saturday. What was your message to your team after you got into the locker room following that tough, close loss?
Well, it was just, I was proud of them. They kept fighting, they kept playing, and we just didn't finish the deal. We had the lead, we had them when we wanted them, and we just didn't close. We didn't finish. We tried, we got close. We was one play away, and that's what I liked about it. We never gave up. We gave ourselves a chance, and we just came up a little bit short.
Now, following that, obviously the week is a little different because you've got a Thursday night game, short week. How do you and your staff kind of flip the switch from that loss and then turn around and prep for a game that's only 3 days away now?
Yeah, we practiced this morning, man. We had a good practice. I thought the guys had the right attitude. The coaches had the right attitude. And the guys understood that we had to put that behind us. And we got to go play this week, Thursday night at Little N&B on national TV at 7:30. So we got to be ready to go. We got to put that behind us. If we would have won the football game, we still got to put it behind us and go execute and win this week. And we lost the game. So win, lose, or draw, you got to be ready to play the next week. You got to put it behind you. You celebrate it, or you cry over it for Saturday night. Then you got to get ready to go put it behind you on Sunday. And that's what we had to do.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Next question goes to Ken Rashad.
Hey, Coach. Ken Rashad, HBCU Sports. Mo kind of stole my thunder with respect to your Thursday game against Valley. But I do want to ask, given what we've seen this past weekend with the national attention the conferences received, we had the Jackson State Southern game be featured on College Game Day. And then there was, of course, the Florida A&M being featured with Good Morning America. And you've been in this position, too, with respect to the Magic City Classic getting the national attention in previous years. But what are your thoughts about the level of media attention that the conference has received this past weekend and the potential impact that could have for not only the conference, but for HBCUs in general going forward?
I think it's great. And I told my team that this morning. I told them, I said, guys, you thought we played in front of a big crowd last week. Well, we're going to be in front of all eyes this week. ESPN U is in all households. If you got cable, you got ESPN U. So all eyes will be on us this week. All HBCUs, all of college football will be on us Thursday night. And I talked about Jackson being on Good Morning America, the game they've been at Jackson, FAMU, big situation. We talk about all those situations, and the spotlights are on HBCUs now. They're on us, scouts, fans, everybody. So we talked about we got to be ready to play and got to perform at a high level because all eyes are going to be on us. We want to make A&M and the SWAC look good.
And a quick follow-up, with respect to your opponent against Valley, what can you tell us about them in terms of how to prep for them and what are your concerns about that Valley squad?
Well, I'm always concerned every game. We got a saying, respect all and fear none. So Coach Danzy's doing a great job with those guys, having them prepared to play every week. They're going to play hard, man. I mean, they're going to play for 60 minutes on both sides of the ball. They've been playing hard all year. The win-loss is not what he's wanted, but that's not going to stop his team from playing hard. And they would like nothing more than to beat us on national TV at their place this week to get their season turned around. So we got to be ready for that. They're going to be ready to play offensively. They do a lot. Their quarterbacks do a threat. Defense, they're going to fly around. They got some good defensive linemen that we all know about. So they're going to be ready to play. He's going to have those guys ready to play, no doubt about it. And so we got to match that intensity, and we got to be ready to play. It's the SWAC, man, and it's a road game. It's hard to win games in the SWAC. It's even harder to win them on the road. We got to be ready to go, and we will be.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Next question goes to Zach McKinnell.
How you doing, Coach? A lot was
Good.
made this offseason. A lot was made this offseason in terms of all the defensive transfers you brought in. But I want to ask about one player specifically, and that's Zarion Hayes. He's had probably one of the best seasons on the defense side of the ball. I think he's second in the SWAC right now in tackles for loss and has been a big impact player. Can you speak a little bit about his development in the A&M program and what makes him such a dynamic player on the defensive line?
Oh, yeah, he's a great player that we got from Appalachian State. One of the coaches used to coach for me, Mark DeBassiani, is coaching at App now. And he told us about him. And, of course, we signed him. And he's just been a great player for us. He can do it all, man. Like you say, he's second in the conference, maybe first now after this week with TFL's tackle for losses. And he's just been doing a tremendous job on and off the football field. He's a great leader. He leads our guys on and off the field, and he makes plays on the field, man. He's a baller. I'm glad he's on my team.
For sure. And then the last question is Quincy Casey. Didn't come out with the W, but he was fairly efficient compared to some of the outings earlier this season. Did he do enough to keep that QB1 role, or are we still going to see both him and Xavier Langford at the quarterback spot moving forward?
He, for the most part, his stats, he played pretty good, but I think he was 20 or 29. But what I was looking at was his 9 incompletions, and that's what kind of cost us and made some mistakes. One time we was in field goal range and he took a sack, and they took us out of field goal range. In a game the way we was playing, 3 points was huge. Mistakes like that. We had another one across the middle. They blitzed us one time and just throw the ball out in front of the guy. We scored, and he throws it behind him. And so those are the things as a head coach, quarterback, offensive guy that I look at. I look at the mistakes that he made, the misses that he made, not the 20 completions that he had. It's not about the stats. It's about winning the football game and making the plays that you need to make to win the football game. So we'll see. Both of those guys are going to practice this week, and whoever we think gives the best chance to win is going to start or play the most.
Appreciate you, Coach. Good luck this week.
Yes, sir.
Last question goes to Dr. Cavill.
Coach Maynor, good morning.
Good morning, Doc. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Apologize I wasn't the first one to raise a hand there. I know how your expectations are. So don't run me this week.
Man, I don't know, man. They say the second for last, so I'm going to let you slide this time.
I like that. We're on the same page. With that being said, is there anything that you go through over your years in experience that you look at, that you can talk to your players to look differently in terms of a team coming in that's 0-8 versus the same thing that you would do going into a team that's 8-0 or 9-0 in terms of looking at a matchup?
Yeah, we're going to prepare the exact same because this week's game is the biggest game of the season. No matter the opponent, it's the biggest game of the season. We got to win. And like I said earlier, we respect all, fear none. So If you're 0-8, we're gonna respect you. If you're 8-0, we're gonna respect you. But we're not gonna fear you. We're gonna get ready to play for 60 minutes. And so we're gonna prepare the exact same this week as we did last week for the Classic.
No doubt. Appreciate it. Look forward to it, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach Maynor, as always, we appreciate your time. Look forward to speaking to you again next week.
All right. Get ready to interview that big head boy from down the street.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Yes, sir.